Okay, so the first thing you need to do whenever you get your clay is take a little bit off. You'll get a square or like a cube looking shape, and you're gonna only pull off, like let's say, divide it into threes. You want 1/3 of it pulled off and set to the side. This is gonna be for like decorations later on top. And then you're gonna work with this piece. This might even be too much clay, but we're gonna play with it and see. I'm just gonna take my fingers and I'm squeezing my clay, and I want to flatten it, kind of like a cookie. And it doesn't have to be a perfect circular shape right now, because we have circle tracers that you're gonna be able to lay on top of the slab and cut it that way. Okay, and it looks like it's big enough. I want to trace the big open side of the cup right here. And I'm gonna take my knife. I'm gonna take my little plastic knife and cut around the edge. The first cut does not have to be perfect. We're just cutting it all the way through, and then you're obviously gonna be able to fix it afterwards. And I'm gonna put this clay away. I can add it to my topping section. And now I have, well, gently peel it off your cup. I think I pressed down too hard. And there you have your circle for your cookie. One thing to note is that the edge of cookies are not perfectly straight like that. You wanna take your finger and smooth it out. You might need water for this, depending on how wet your clay is. Mine's pretty wet, so I'm just gonna smooth it out with my finger. Okay, and after you have your base shape of cookie, this is the fun part where you kind of get to decorate it however you want. You can choose from the options that I'm gonna have on the screen for you. And I'm gonna show you guys how to do a few different things. I'm gonna start with a swirl at the top. A lot of the Crumbl cookies have whipped cream that they swirl through the middle of it. So all you really need to do for that is roll a coil. So I'm gonna take some clay, it's probably too much, and roll it out. I'm gonna bring my cookie back to the center and start your swirl in the center. The first thing you actually need to do is score. This is the most important step, or these few actually are the most important steps. You're gonna have to score, which is just rough up the clay. So I'm adding these little texture lines to rough up the clay. And then you're gonna need slip, which is just water mixed with clay. So this is the water, it's mixed with clay. I'm just gonna take my finger and put some on there. This is kind of like the glue that will glue it together. And then I'm gonna take my clay that is the first type of cookie you can do. You can also add like more toppings on top of this if you wanted to. One thing though, so we did the scoring, we put slip on, we stuck it on, and the last thing is to smooth it on. So I'm gonna show you guys that edge where it touches. And I'm just gonna pull that clay and smooth it in a few areas so that it gets nice and stuck on there. Otherwise, if you don't do these steps, your toppings could fall right off. Or if you do it wrong, it creates an air bubble and it will explode in the kiln. Okay, and then the last one I'm gonna show you guys is just a cookie with no frosting. A lot of the times the cookies have like little cracks in it. Would just roll some chocolate chips. I'm gonna roll a ball first, and then if you want to turn it into a chocolate chip, just pinch and turn and tap that bottom part down so that it kind of looks like a chocolate chip, and you can put those. Don't forget to slip and score all of those down.